Hello, hi, it's Liz here, and I'm back with my Dephemerember journal and my little basket of bits and scraps and things to use. So we'll just put that aside just now. And yeah, I wanted to prep a bit. On previous years, I've used an altered book which already had pages in it, obviously, and I used a book that I had made myself, a junk journal type traveller's notebook, and I thought, well, I don't want to start with an empty cover, so I thought I would make some pages, so that I don't have a fear of the blank page and starting from nothing in the folder, in the journal cover. So yeah, so let's put that aside for the moment and I'll explain a little bit about what I'm going to do. This is my notebook that I'm going to use a page in for Dephemerember. I do have a printer, but I don't print out printables, journaling printables or anything to do with my junk journaling, because I was a card maker and scrapbooker for many years, and I have a room full of paper, patterned paper, book pages, you name it, and I just don't really want to print off and add to my mountain. It's not that I don't like it, I love Effie and I love to see everyone's things, but this is my thing and I'm doing it the way I want to do it, so that's fine. So I've got my scribbles here. I will write them out properly when I go to do the prompt. It will be part of the page. I'll maybe stamp it out, or I'll maybe use my vintage typewriter to type them out, or I'll use stickers, or I'll just handwrite them. Anyway, for me to work out the amount of pages I need, there's 16 prompts. These are the dates that there's going to be prompts, so I thought I would put at least 16 pages in my book so that I was good to go for each prompt. I've also got a few wee notes that I've written down because I had to look up kintsugi houses. I had to Google kintsugi, which means gold, using gold to join up things. It's like the Japanese, if in Japan you broke a dish and you wanted to mend it and piece it all together, they would add gold in the joined up bits, you know, like in the little scratchy bits, just to make it more beautiful than it was before. So yeah. Magical creatures, I'm thinking I'm going to maybe use a unicorn because it's Scotland's national anthem. So these are just me jotting down my thoughts initially. Salvaged birds I've got maybe from a book or a magazine. Selfie in a bubble, well, I don't really do selfies, so I might use a found photo. Yeah, so jotting them down, may or may not use my thoughts, but if I don't write down the thoughts, they are gone forever. So I'm just going to slide my book into the little cubby of the hole here. So, pages. I have been busy and I have punched holes in some of the pages I got from Sylvia in my scrap swap. So I have picked out the larger pieces and put them to the back, and I also used a paper bag like this, covered it in, wait and I'll show you. This one has been covered, doesn't it look grungy, in pattern, you know, the dressmaker's pattern, the tissue paper you get, and I just kind of layered it up and scrunched it up and glued it on for want of a better explanation. And I added a little bit of sari silk and a little bit of lace down the side there and stitched round with my machine. This one is from this old book, the AA Illustrated Road book, and I just tore out a page from that and did much the same, glued it on, stitched it round a little bit down the side. That's another. And then this piece is from the Old School Atlas, Shawlands Academy, a Glasgow school. Yeah, I tore a page out of that, and yeah, so that's what my idea is. There's 16, well, there's not, there's 14 at the moment because I've still one to do. I shall do 2 more with this one bag. And yeah, along the way I added a few bits of stamping. I stamped that there just so that I'm not starting with a total empty book. I've added some of my whatnots. If you don't know what a whatnot is, check back. There's a whatnot playlist on my channel. I stamped some words. That's some washi on that one. A little tag there. Yeah, so just a few bits and bobs just to get me started. So like I say, and then that's from my swap partner. And yeah, so they all fit nicely in the book, obviously in the thing, so in the loops, but we will leave them there for the moment. So when it comes to the prompts and numbering the prompts, I'm going to use these stamps, and maybe just like, if I decide to use a page, then, you know, number 4, or well, it would be number 5, wouldn't it? Because I think it starts at 5. Do they start at 5? See, I need my book already. These are the ones that I need stamped out. No, number 4. 4, 5, 6 and 7. And I might just either stamp straight on to the page or stamp it on to a book page piece or an old scrap piece of paper, and I might not even use these for the prompts. I may just use them as decorative pages in between what I use the prompt, what the sheet I use the prompt, because I want to use some of these for my prompts as well, to maybe collage and top and do, you know, do the prompt on those sheets at the back instead of maybe on my sheet. Anyway, waffle enough. Just need to take these handles off and let's actually make something instead of just chatting. Although chatting is nice. Right, so what we need to decide is, are we going to use book page or the atlas? I've got enough of the 2 sewing tissue pages, so I think I'm just going to use, just want to find the middle of one of the then it's easy to pull out, you see, if I find the middle, because this is actually string bound. There's the middle there. There we are. Yes, Glasgow. This was a really good find in the little bookshop, and it's got, look at this, how fancy is this? This is plastic. When books were books. I don't know how old this is. Don't know if it says anywhere. Oh, 1965, not that old. Not old at all. So I was making 2 at a time, and then just cutting the got this because it'll get quite gluey. So we'll just measure roughly, and then we'll just tear where that is there. And I don't need to go to the edge, because when it comes to using this page or these two pages, I may just ink the edge, or I don't know, do something fancy. Right, we're just going to, because I'm stitching around the edge, I don't need to especially make sure it's glued down all that well. And it's all a bit rough and ready, which I like. And I know that if I didn't stitch round, I could have a pocket, but I don't want my pages to be pockets, because I think my book will probably be wide, not wide enough for all the pages that I want to put in, without having every single one a pocket. So, and now that's not to say that I may add a pocket to the pages as I go along, depending on if the notion takes me. Now, do we have that side? Whoops. We'll just stick that down. Okay. And then all we need to do is have that. Use the bone folder. And I'm just going to set it aside for 2 minutes until it dries a wee bit, till the glue dries, and then I can take it to the machine and, well, I'm going to tear it in half, but I don't want to do that until the glue dries a little bit. So we'll just set that there just now, and yeah, I want to show you my next step of decorating my cover. I've added a little bit down the edge here, and I'm going to do the same with the front. I'll just set that under there. So I've got these two pieces, and I'm just going to put the lid on the glue. Right. So we're going to add that onto there. I'm a little bit actually, when I throw that across there, I'm not actually throwing it on the floor. There's a bin over there, just in case you think I am super untidy. There is a bin to the side there. So we're just going to glue this on. Keep that upside down because it's nearly done. I'll need to be getting more. And then that's just on like that. And is that straight? Yes. And then a little bit of this just to finish off the edge. So from there to there. So how's everybody getting on with their Dephemerember? I see lots of things on the Facebook group. There's a Dephemerember Facebook group which I didn't know about until just the other day, and I quickly signed up so that I didn't miss anything. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a December prompt list run by Barbara at 49 Dragonflies and Louisa Heinzel. And I think that does, I thought I was happy with the cover, but I thought no, the edge just needs a little bit more. So I'm really happy with that. So let's put these pages in. And I'm just going to start. So, like I say, these pieces all came from my swap partner. I've stuck that little bit of fabric down the side there. It was in the swap too. And I folded this piece in. Might do something with that. I might take these out and use them as well as part of one of the prompts. Who knows? This, of course, like I say, is just to get me started. Couldn't find the hole there. Well, let's see if we can put in more than one at a time. Maybe not. So there is one for each prompt, but like I say, I might just number them, but use another piece, make another page for the prompt if these don't fit, or and I can easily switch these about if I thought, oh, I would like to do, you know, number 5 and on this page, and I could move it, or I could just mix the pages up and not have them in order. But how cool does that look? I'm super happy with how they are. Oh, and note, that is Tim Holtz tissue paper. I did a couple with that. I forgot about that one. I'm busy showing you the book and the other book and the atlas. I might add a wee bit colour to that moon. That's maybe a job for another day. Right, so this will be maybe nearly dry. I'll just give it another wee minute. We've got another wee task to do. So I thought as a heading I would use this piece, which is an embossed piece of card from my swap partner, and I've got some little stamped headings here. So an old piece of dishcloth, because who needs it to do the dishes? No dishes are getting done here during December. So we've got Dephemerember stamped out with my numbers. I've got a wooden hello, which I could add colour to, but I thought it actually looked pretty good just with the plain wood. I've got a little butterfly, because, you know, you always need a butterfly. And I've got a little clock button, because I thought a clock is quite good for this sort of thing, because a clock, it's time passing, and December will pass and it will be a whole lot of good fun. And I just thought that was quite nice as a wee opening page. So I'm going to stick that down, but I think I'll take it to the sewing machine at the same time as I'm taking that, and maybe do a few wee fancy, no, well, not fancy because I don't really do fancy, but a wee zigzag maybe along here and along there, maybe just to add a little bit of thread. But I think we'll get these stuck down just now. Now, what will we use? Well, I'm going to be stitching it anyway, so I'm just going to use that glue stick just to get it, whoops, down, because I'm going to be stitching and I don't mind the edges coming up. Yeah, that's fine. So we had to buy a new washing machine. So the washing machine got installed yesterday. Oh, it's nice. So the old one, we were getting a little bit of a burning smell. I was like, oh, I think it's, oh, nobody wants a burning smell, that's for sure. So we were really pleased because we went to the shop. Now that got installed yesterday, which was Wednesday. This is Thursday, Wednesday, and we were only at the shop on Tuesday, expecting that. Now I wonder if I should leave the wooden bits until I've stitched. Yes, I'm going to leave the wooden bits till I've stitched that, because I don't want the machine to hit a bit of wood. But I think that will be quite cool there. Yeah. Right, let's see if we can tear this in half. Yeah. Right, so that's the last 2 pages, and I'm just going to take that, that and that to the sewing machine, and I'll be back. Okay, that looks cool. Yep. And then stitch down these. Just get rid of a little bit of the excess there. And they are good to go in the book. I have my punch, and I will just decide which way round. I think we'll have them that way round. And I'm just going to use that as a little guide. And see if we can punch 2 at the one time. And of course, when the time comes, I can gesso if I don't like what's on them, or paint, or a bit of stenciling, or, you know, whatever you fancy down, down to cover the, you know, what you might not like to be on it. So we'll just put them at the back because they've still maybe a little bit of sari silk or a little bit of lace down the side. We'll see. Might actually leave 2 plain, just in case I don't want, just in case I get to a prom covered in these wee bits of circles that went flying. Just in case we don't, you know, the prompt maybe doesn't fit one with a fancy bit. We've got 2 spares without, well, they're not spare, they're part of the 16 prompts, but they can live at the back there until we decide we want a bit of fancy on them. So that's all the proper pages done. Nice. And we've still a bit to add to this. Hello, Dephemerember. Hope that's spelled Dephemerember, yeah. And maybe something like that. Yeah. And then I've got one more little thing to show you. I should maybe have put a little bit of twine or something through those buttonholes. Oh well. This could all get a little bit messy. That'll be enough. I'll pull all the wee stringy bits of glue off once it's dried, or maybe not. So on the back, yeah, looks a little bit messy, but what I might do is cover the back with one of my pieces. There's that. Oh, there's this looks like it might be German or something. I could cover the back with that. Yeah, maybe do that at some point, but we'll leave that just now till we decide. So we've got our hello, Dephemerember, and I also have this little thing that I threw together. Begin. Let play begin. And I thought that was just a bit of fun just to have right at the start. See, it's getting quite chunky already. Quite chunky. Yeah, happy with that. So we've got let play begin 2023, and our pages are good to go with a few wee bits and bobs here and there just to take away the plainness of the page, and plenty scraps to play with. Plenty scraps in my basket still. I'll need to add this to somewhere, and I love this. So yeah, plenty bits. Right, okay, so I'm going to go now, and thanks for joining me, and if you've enjoyed the video, a thumbs up would be great, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.